What's good, people? It's your boy Pat, aka PFANTPRODUCTIONS, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today I'm going to walk you through how I make a beat for my series, Launchpad sessions. So we're going to get started with bass. Bass is important. You gotta have it. And then so right now I have the metronome on. The tempo is 94. So we're gonna lay this part down right now. And nothing's gonna record. Why? I don't know. There we go. Let's try this again. Alright. So there, we have the bass line. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, just because of the way that I recorded, I'm going to switch this so it does a high note first. Control X. Always want to be using your keyboard shortcuts. Save you time. And then we're going to take the lower bass. We're going to actually put that so it comes in second. Like so. And now I'm going to quantize this. You can quantize with the shortcut Control U. So now let's play it back. Turn off the metronome because I see this in a lot of people's beat making videos. They keep the goddamn metronome on the whole fucking time and it gets annoying as shit. After you lay down your drums, you don't need the metronome. Turn it off, okay? Thank you, producers. Take notes. So we have this now. And that's great. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag in a drum rack. Drum rack is where it's at. I don't really fuck with anything other than the drum rack. Ableton, I will someday. But right now all you need is drum racks because you can load your individual drum samples, vocal samples, anything. And by doing some stuff, you can just basically play your whole beat, you know what I mean? So I'm going to drag in some drums real quick. I'm going to try and just pull the first things that I find for the sake of time. So we want a kick, right? So I got all these kicks. Let's go into hard kicks. Turn on the little headphone thing so you can hear the kick. So because we have the bass, we want a really like a light kick that doesn't have a lot of bass to it. So like kind of like something that comes through in the top mid frequencies. That's a dope kick. So hopefully I can find something. Probably gotta make a little edit to this. There we go. See how this kick sound? It just sounds good. So we're gonna drag that in to our drum rack. We're gonna move it down here. With the Launchpad, you can use user to play like an MPC, like the machine. So what you want to do is you want to crank the release all the way up, because then the full note plays. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so let's pick up the pace a little bit. We're gonna grab a snare real quick. So I really like, I'm using Vengeance drum samples. I really like this, whatever pack that I have. This snare right here, very nice. I fucks with it, right? So you can hear the snare. We're going to turn everything up so you guys can hear. You get the idea. Alright, so now we're going to lay down a simple pattern. Yep. Alright, so we're going to play our bass right here. Boom, 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 boom. Add in the kick. And then I didn't do anything for the drums on the second half because I'm going to add more percussion and do some rolls. Right now I have no idea what I'm going for with this beat. I just know that I'm making it and I'm filming it. So I hope you guys enjoy this shit. We're going to quantize the drums. We want to quantize everything. Control U. It's being a little funky. Control U. And whatever. I'll just move the notes individually because I can do that. Alright, so now let's play back what we have so far. Right? Sub bass, snare, and a kick. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to add in the hi-hats. So what I like to do is I like to put my hi-hats on a separate drum rack. So when I'm playing the live, when I'm sequencing it, it's a lot easier to cue the hi-hats in and out. So I'm going to go to the stereotypical hi-hats that I use, which is from the Lex Luthor drum kit. If you don't have that, you should get it because it's fucking awesome. So let's open up that folder. We're going to go down to hats. We're going to go to hat number 2. It's interesting. It's having issues. It's no problem. Alright. Bring in a new drum rack for the hi-hats, like I said. We'll go. I do my loop lengths in increments of 4 bars. It's just easy because you can play one pattern for the first 2 bars and then you could switch it up and do some variation, which is good. Alright, so let's lay that down. We gonna do that. Yeah. PFANTPRODUCTIONS making a beat. Hopefully this sound was being a little funky. So now I'm gonna lay down the hi-hats. So let's do that. Yeah. We're gonna catch it on the next go through. Simple, right? Just very simple. If you're getting into making beats, the most important part is, right? You might have an idea of how something sounds in your head, and it can be frustrating because you just want to just be able to put it out, like just have it manifest itself. But when you're making beats, you really got to build it from the ground up and just keep it simple, like I said. So we're going to listen to this without the bass, because too much of that sub bass, it gets annoying. So we're only going to bring in the sub bass when we need it. So we're going to focus on the kick and with the hi-hat now, and how that sounds, right? Which sounds like this. And then nothing, because the bass would be here. So we're going to quantize these hi-hats. I quantize everything. Some people don't like to quantize their hi-hats so there's a little bit of swing. I fucking hate that shit. I don't know if it's OCD, but I hate swing. Swing sucks. I hate when producers add little offbeat notes and stuff. To me, it drives me crazy. I get it, it's like a style thing, but to me, I don't do that. Alright, so far, we have this. I'm going to shorten the loop so that it's actually 2 bars for the hi-hat, 2 for this, right? So now the drums will just keep playing together. Boom, boom, pop. And there's a little bit of air at the end. Alright, so now we got a little bit of bump to it. I could clean it up, but I might do that off video. For right now, we're just going to keep rolling. So now I'm going to bring in some instruments. God, I really don't know what I feel like playing. I was thinking of something like dun 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 dun, boom 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 boom. Vocalizing the beat with your mouth is actually a really good tip that I can give you, because it just makes it so you can hear what it will temporarily sound like. Tripping up on my words. It's cool. So I'm going to go into my instrument racks, and I'm using Ableton 8 because I'm a scrub. Yeah. So I'm thinking, let's just go with some piano, right? I've been feeling the piano. Piano sounds pretty dope. Pretty goat, you know, pretty dope. Embarrassing. Alright, I've never done this before, so bear with me, people. Hopefully the beat turns out decent. So I really like this Grand Hall piano. It sounds pretty tight. So remember, user 1, you can play all the notes. Alright, hitting all sorts of wrong notes, but I really do like so that's basically the pattern right there. Simple, 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 right? So we're going to make this 2 bars to fill in with the other shit we got going on. Alright, and I think it was quantize. I don't know what the fuck happened with that last note. We're gonna go in here. Oh, These got all fucked up. Quantizing is being all fucking... I don't know why it's being goofy right now, but I mean, these are the things that you have to deal with when you make beats. Program's not always going to do everything perfect, so you can go in and edit the little notes to make them perfect. So like, I don't know why, but the notes were off, and I think one of my drum kicks is off. No, the drum kick's good. The hi-hat's good. So let's bring in this, right? So when I'm sequencing the beat, I like to think of how I'm going to sequence it as I'm making it, right? So I always turn off the record after I lay down my pattern, because when you try to cut out a note, it will create a new, I don't know the term for that. It will create, I don't know, it's just something you have to delete and it's a pain. So always turn off the record thing, right? So I'm going to come in with just the keys, and then I'm going to come in with the kick and the hi-hat, and then I'm going to come in with the bass, right? So it's going to sound like this. One more time through. Now the drums. Then I can pull the drums out. Now the bass comes in. Okay, so what did we learn from that? The higher end bass note that I played does not fit the keys. So that's a really easy fix. We're just gonna delete the high end notes and we're just gonna have the low ones play. So I just deleted the, I think it was, I don't know. So now I'm gonna copy these notes, Control C, gonna put this at the beginning, right? So now Control V to paste. Oh, I hate when it does that. Ableton is weird when you select a group of notes. If you don't select perfectly within the pattern of the notes, when you paste it, if there's space between where you drag to paste it, it's going to move it, and that's just kind of annoying. But it's easy to fix because you just drag everything over. Alright, so now let's go back and listen to what we have again. But this time I fixed the bass so it doesn't sound crappy, alright? So again with the keys. Four bars through. Now the drums come in. Take the drums out. Now the bass. Just the keys. Yep. And now I'll take everything out. Right? Simple, basic. You gotta think, if you're making a beat, right? You gotta think as the artist, the rapper. Let's say a rapper, for instance. You gotta think of the rapper, his voice as an instrument, right? So if you put too many instruments and there's a lot of stuff going on, that can make for a good beat just to listen to, but it can make it harder for a rapper to be able to rap and flow on. So by keeping it simple the way I do with my Launchpad session beats, I'm thinking of, you know, taking them all and rapping to them myself, because I'm greedy. So let's go back. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is just some really basic sound effects, right? To break up the monotony, right? So I'm going to add another drum rack. Like I said, drum rack is the shit. All you need is a drum rack. Believe that, okay? So I have all these sound effects from a Vengeance sample pack. Lots of good sound effects. Excuse me, I'm burping. So where is that folder at? There it is. Alright. So now I'm going to drag in some effects, right? So I got all these effects. We're going to go from the bottom of the folder. This is a good tip. If you have a huge folder, pick a random number, because if you go from the the top every time, good lord, sounds like fucking the wind. Alright. You want to either start from somewhere random, but this time I'm going to go from the bottom, so it says synth like 150, whatever, not that important. And then I'm going to go up, because I haven't used as many of the effects that are in the bottom end of the folder as opposed to the top. So let's hear what some of these sound like. Bear with me. My hitter. Alright, I do not know why. I don't really want to hit. I want like kind of like a pad kind of effects thing. Okay, see, that's perfect, right? So we're just going to go with that for the sake of the video and making this quick. This isn't going to be like, you know, some crazy dope beat. I mean, sounds pretty good so far, so we'll keep working on it. It's more about the process and how I make a beat for these Launchpad session videos. So, we have this now. Let's go here, right? Okay, so I cranked up the release, right? So we'll play all the way through. Okay, so we're going to set up our pattern, our loop or whatever. Where is that at? Where they at? No. There we go. Right? So, I'm going to mess around with this. So let's listen to the beat and then see how we can implement that synth effects that we just pulled out of the folder. Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out something we can do with this. Okay, I figured it out. So we just want the beat, right? And then I want to play this. Okay, so that sounds pretty sweet, right? So, let's figure out how we're going to lay this down. And then I'll get into the next tip that I have for you, which it's about the process of making a beat. So let me stop talking, let me lay this part down. So let's just play around like we have it here. Yeah. Yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, good, right? Okay. So that sounds pretty dope, right? So we're going to quantize this. Alright, so let's play that back real quick. Okay, so I want it to stutter on the bar, at the end of the bar. So I'm going to draw in 4 little notes right here, nice and simple. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. So now you'll be able to hear it. It's going to have a nice little stutter effect as the drums come around, right? So this is what we're going to go with right now, okay? Okay, so I listening back to it, I want to adjust where this is and actually make the stutter right here. you'll be able to hear. I know, sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but you can hear it, alright? So I guess that's good, you know, whatever. So now we have... Hold on. We are just going to copy the first part. Right? Alright, it's 25 minutes in. I've made beats a lot quicker than this when I'm trying to talk you guys through it, so that's taking me a while. Maybe for the next one I'll just make the beat and I won't say anything. So yeah, man, I'm just having fun. Like, making beats is all about having fun. Some people, they're really into, you know, like selling their beats and making a profit off of it. That's really not my style. Like, I believe that you just make good music, and then once you have that following, people will eventually pay you, you know, top dollar for your production. But when you start out, it's important to just put your music out there, work with as many artists as possible, varying different levels of skills and ranges, because the more that you collaborate with other people and they put their music out and you produce the beat, people, one, they might like the rapper, but they might really like the beat, and they're going to be like, hey, I'm a rapper too. I want to get a beat like that guy had, you know what I mean? So I'm going to hit up the producer. And with me, like, these Launchpad beats, like, I'm pretty much, I mean, I'm keeping most of them for, like, a new mixtape project, but I'd definitely be down to, you know, send them out. I don't really see any harm in that. It would just gain my channel more exposure, my production more exposure. So, alright, let's see how the beat sounds right now. Alright, this is what I'm going to do, right? We're going to bring in the piano keys. Then I'm going to cut the piano keys out, and then the synth is going to come in, right? So hopefully this sounds kind of cool. Okay, so what I was going to say earlier, I don't like these piano keys. They're not fitting with where this beat is going. So you know what? We're going to delete them. They're gone. They're no longer in the beat. And as you're making the beat, it's important to understand that, yeah, you might have started out with something, but if the direction of the beat is heading somewhere where you feel like that instrument is forcing itself upon the track and it's just there because that's what you started out with, delete it, right? Because we're going a whole different direction with this one, okay? So basically, like, this is pretty much the beat. Like, it's really that simple. Bass, drums, hi-hat, synth effect, you know what I mean? And then from there, you just want to, I'm thinking about adding in some little percussion, maybe something, I don't know, but we're going to play it back here how it sounds right now. Okay, so the way this beat is looking right now, we're just going to drop in, right? Because the synth alone doesn't sound that great without the instruments, or I'm sorry, the drums and the bass. So we're going to cue everything in at the same time. Oops, there we go. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a variation to the hi-hat to keep things fresh, right? So I'm going to create a new clip under the hi-hat umbrella. Ella. Eh. And this will be easy. We're just going to draw in the notes. So I want it to go, you know what I mean? A really fast hi-hat. We're going to draw this in. We're going to play it now. Okay, great. So now we have this. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Let's try and dick around with a new synth instrument, because, like, to be honest, like, I'm not really feeling that synth sound. So it might get the axe. We might say, thanks for coming in, but you're not the one for the job. Some stupid shit like that, some metaphors. I don't fucking know. What I do know is I want the hi-hats louder. Okay, so we're gonna scrap our little synth effect. See you later, buddy. We're gonna go back to a simple instrument, like a piano again. We're gonna go back, right? Backwards. Sometimes it's good to work backwards, okay? So let's go back to piano and try again. Alright? Currently, oops. Let's see what we can play around to the beat, right? I kind of like that key. Alright, I like that key right there. It sounds like some Swiss Beats Rough Rider shit. Right? So, we're gonna lay that part down. YOLO, you know, whatever. See how it sounds. Alright, easy enough. Now let's see if that quantized correctly. Sometimes you gotta adjust the setting of the quantization. Bar, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. I'm good at math. 132. So let's play this back. See the quantization kind of fucked it up. I think we actually wanted it quantized. Actually, I don't know. Quantize is being fucking stupid today. I don't know why. Of course, when I try and make a video, the programs, it must just be like so focused on the video that I'm just missing something really obvious, but whatever. Okay, so that one You can hear the first part was fucked up, but the second part, that's all we want. That's all we need. So we're going to take that. Take that. We ain't never gonna stop. And I am copying the pattern that quantized correctly. I'm taking the part that quantized correctly, that sounded the way that I wanted it to sound when I played it to the beat, and I'm copying and pasting that part so that it repeats 4 times within the 4-bar measurement. So now it sounds like this. Alright, let's go. Turn off that. Alright. Fuck my life, hold up. Sometimes it's a pain if you try to cue in 4 things. You gotta hit them all equally. Hit them with the flow, you already know. Making beats, yeah, I do that for show. Show you how to do it, cause there ain't nothing to it. Drop the beat on your head like some fucking bird shit. Word? Yeah. You heard? Yeah. You know it. Coming in with the rapid fire flow, I be doing this shit, man, I spit it like a pro, you already know. I gotta give it all I got, yeah. That's how I get it, yeah, I get it. You know I spit it, yeah, I spit it. Freestyle, cause I be going wild on the ill shit. Stupid shit, you know. And then you got a little cypher freestyle beat. I apologize for my sucky freestyle, I'm kind of hungover, so I need a Red Bull. So yeah, that's basically it. So I like the way that sounds. I would do so much more to it. Maybe I'll do a part 2 because this video is 40 minutes long. So I'll play it for you guys one more time. Basically, this is what we got to. So yeah, PFANT Productions. It's your boy Pat. Thank you for checking out this video, and let's rock out to this beat together. And the bass. It's got a nice bump when you variate the hi-hat. Slow, fast. There you have it. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment. If you have, I don't know, what could you leave a comment? Comment what's your favorite color. Comment who your favorite rapper is. Comment whatever you fucking feel like. Tell me your life story. And if you're a rapper, get at me for these beats. You can get them for cheap. Free 99. And yeah, that's it. So we out. Deuces. Take it easy, y'all.